Okay, yeah, I realize that hats look terrible on me now. They look terrible. I'm guessing it's also because I'm growing my hair out. Not cutting it for a bit. Nope. I have been putting this off for a bit because, oh my god. This took me forever. This took me forever just to sit through. For this case, the film Into the Night from John Landis. And if you're wondering, like, say, like, what was from John Landis, it's got, like, say, Jeff Goldblum and Michelle Pfeiffer. And it's got a bunch of other actors and all that stuff. Well, I gotta say the idea of this is an interesting story for it. Like, like the, the crux of what is for the story. It focuses on an Islamic aerospace engineer who is approached by a jewel smuggler whose life is in danger on the roam from several international foes. I gotta say, I was just from the time I started watching, like, say yes, when we realized, like, say yes, like, Eddie, like, when basically he's, like, going through the, like, the motions of, like, say, going to work and all that, like, say, heck, you get moments, like, say, when he's, like, on the way to work, you see moments, like, say, people are just, like, on their everyday way to work.
It's the Cannonball Company. I'm moving, I'm moving! Hear how good our country sounds.
This was from John Landis. A Wolf in London, and,
This is Harry Berman and his fiancée, Judith Brown.
Hello.
Hello.
And these gentlemen are Alf, Ted, and Joseph.
Can't say we're pleased to meet you, Mr. Kessler.
I think Blues Brothers? Like, say, the guy who did the Kentucky, he did Kentucky Fried Movie, National Lampoon's Animal House, The Blues Brothers, Coming to America, Beverly Hills Cop 3. And he even directed the music video for Thriller. Oh, and he also did Innocent Blood. For this, I gotta say, like, say yes. At times, the humor could be there. At times, like, say, at the beginning, like, say, when, the character, like, he is just going for, like, say, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I do not know. And at one point, like, he's talking to his best friend, who was played by, Dan Aykroyd.
The only limits are money and imagination. Sorry, I'm a little short on both.
And I'm gonna say this, like, say, like, you have all these actors in this, but it just doesn't feel like you are giving them enough to work with. I know this probably sounds dramatic, and once we get to the moment, like, say, hey, like, he has trouble sleeping, like, he's even going to say, nodding off at work. I mean, I don't nod off at work, I just, like, say, I'll write what I have to go get for people, and then suddenly like say like, well, gosh darn it, you forgot the mustard. Or most recently, I forgot they forgot to put the cheese on it. When he like basically realizes like say, oh, well, shit, my wife is cheating on me. So when's happening, he basically decides to do a have a night drive, and that's when he ends up meeting Diana. And in that moment, like you have a bit of like a rate, like a chase sequence and all that. And
Just get us out.
those moments are fairly well done. They're shot well. They're edited not too badly. At the same time, I do have to say that one thing that was just like say, uh huh, was in that once I say you have one of the antagonists who is played by but you actually you have multiple antagonists in this film. Like you have one that's played by David Bowie.
You're very good. The Stones.
What?
Where are the Stones?
I can't help you.
And I'm be honest and say like you know how sometimes like say when you watch a film, like whether it's on TV or something like that, like you might be watching with your friends, or sometimes and it's just like say, like at a certain point, you're just feeling like say, I'd rather. Rather you're hoping and you're praying someone else is like say, hey, can we watch something else? Can we watch something else? Like the sword and the sorcerer. To an extreme. Because at the end of the day, when I was like watching this, like say yes, this film has some goofy moments. Like say they end up going onto a television set, and like there's some goofy moments and all that.
Can I help you?
No, thanks. Amazing stuff.
What are you doing here?
I'm waiting for somebody. She's in there.
You know Christy?
No, not really. We just met.
Uh-huh. Excuse me.
What?
Yeah.
From the LA Times. This or this?
They're both shit.
Thank you.
Like when Ed's just being like being as awkward as possible. Like he's just waiting for Diana, and in a trailer, and her friend I think it's Christy, and like they basically say, hey, Diana, you and your friend need to get out here. So they go to her brother's house, I think, and who dresses like Elvis. And I just like say, yes, 1985. At the same time, like, dude,
Elvis wouldn't do what you're doing, and I knew him!
You didn't know him. You fucked him, maybe, but you didn't know him.
you seem too obsessed with the man. You seem too obsessed. Your entire apartment is filled with the things.
Stop it. Get some help.
The pictures. So basically, yeah, you have some more shenanigans, like whether it's like say, hey, you have moments like say where, like she is like he has like I think like a man that because she's dressed like a beauty queen and all that, and it's too like it's hilarious. Like say when they're going to like her and the guy are at her I think it's his beach house. And then they say, what the antagonist group show up and go and say, Where are they? Where are they? And then they, just like say, don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. And then, when they're just chasing her at the beach, I just kept, like, when they're just doing that, I kept what they say in my head, going, like, it's like, say, okay, I know this is, I'm supposed to be trying to make serious about this, but it's just so silly because, like, say, there's a guy at another beach house just going to say, hey, what's that going on over there? I'm just like, say, this is on it, like, don't pay attention. Unless you hear, like, actually, no, wait. Like,
Hey, Deanne, come here.
you should probably watch out to make sure nothing happens. Make sure nothing happens. And let's see. Well, as the film continues on, Ed and Diana, they end up they end up going on a bit of an adventure, trying to like say, okay, we need to fool someone else to get these jewels and all that. And like they end up going to they end up trying to going up to make a bit of a deal. And I guess say the moment where I like say okay is like say they're at a airport, and that moment in which like say like yes, this is in the 80s, like yeah, they have Pan Am. I wish I could have gone on Pan Am. Like I have a Pan Am patch. I've been wanting to put it on my jacket, but I don't want to mess that up too. Maybe I'll try to find the pin. Those are easier. And then the bad guys are taken away and all that.
Let me ask you something. Maybe you can help me. What's wrong with my life? Why is my wife sleeping with someone else? Why can't I sleep?
Eventually, Ed is able to get some sleep, which I might need to do later because I have to get up early tomorrow. And at the end of it all, like after Ed gets some sleep, Chris, we think, oh no, Diana's ran away, but she's like, say, hi, like, because the beginning of it, she's like, say, hey, she jumped in his car, and the end of it is like, say, you gonna take me to the airport?
Can I have a ride to the airport? Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
And it's just like, say, well, thank goodness, now it's over. And you could just tell from this, like, I was just so exhausted from this. I was just like, say, I'd rather be watching something else. I would rather be watching anything else. I could always put Legally Blonde on. I don't know how people would react to that. Or it probably won't happen, but maybe one day we'll do an hour long looking at all the first 3 God's Not Dead movies.
Let me think about that for a second. How about, fuck no.
We need to I want to do that so bad. Or heck, I'd be willing to make fun of Green Lantern.
Sorry, kid. Superman couldn't make it. So you got an upgrade.
Yes, I got this a long time ago. I got this for Blu-ray. or we could talk about Beckman. It's the Christian version of John Wick. But I guess I'll see you next time. I'm gonna look at some reading material. Let's do that.